In the past few years, MBS and his family have made some eye-catching investments in everything from football to futuristic cities in the middle of the desert. Somewhat unsurprisingly, these ventures haven't been entirely successful, pushing Saudi Arabia's national finances into an unexpected deficit and forcing MBS to abruptly scale back or scrap some of his more extravagant projects. Now, to diversify away from the instability of oil, the Saudis have invested in a range of headline-grabbing projects, including a new football league, buying up a whole load of video game studios, and building a futuristic line city in the country's northwest called Kniom. Now, obviously, there have been some more mundane investments, but in the aggregate, the Saudis have apparently been remarkably unsuccessful. Average attendance at Saudi football games has declined to a measly 8,000 people, and transfer spending has been cut back. The video game studios had to be bought at an enormous premium to convince developers to move to Riyadh, and last month, the Saudis quietly admitted that they were focusing on just the first part of Kniom's line city, and effectively cutting it from 105 miles to just 1.5 miles. Now, the scale of these investments and their failure to generate returns has suddenly put a strain on Saudi Arabia's public finances. Late last year, the Saudi Finance Ministry, which had previously anticipated successive budget surpluses until 2025, said that it now expects deficits until at least 2026. And a few weeks ago, it announced a $3.3 billion deficit in just the first quarter. Its sixth successive quarterly deficit, and 4 times higher than a year ago. Annualized growth in the non-oil sector also fell from over 4% to 2.8%. And even this number is sort of flattering, because GDP includes any investment, even if, as is often the case in Saudi Arabia, it's not actually productive. Unsurprisingly, investors have become increasingly anxious, and foreign investment has dried up, forcing the Saudis to bridge their funding gap by borrowing unprecedented amounts and depleting their enormous foreign exchange reserves.